Another announcement that was made was that Monty's character, Lyren, would not be written off the show, or become a mute or anything like that. Instead, what's happening is Monty's brother, Nithum, will be voicing Ren for the remainder of the show. During RTX 2015, we learned more about Crow as a character. We have concept art, which is on screen right now. We learned that he's on a team with Tai Yang, Summer, and Yang's mother. We also learned that he is a Sith wielder of comparable skill to RWBY, if not greater. We also learned that he'll be voiced by Vic Mignogna, the same person who voices Edward Elric in the show Full Metal Alchemist. He's also a teacher at Signal Academy, and his scythe, we know, varies in design from RWBY's, but for more or less functions as the same weapon, a sniper scythe. So yeah, 50 caliber sniper rifle combined with a scythe. Also, this is what Crow's emblem looks like. Currently, that's all we know about Crow. At RTX, another character was introduced to us that had been hinted at before, and that's Winter Schnee. Winter is Weiss's older sister. She'll be voiced by Elizabeth Maxwell, who has also voice acted in several animes such as Attack on Titan, Fairy Tail, Ghost in the Shell, and One Piece. Currently, other than the concept art, which is on screen right now, nothing else is known about Winter. During RTX, we learned of a new team. That's Team Auburn. That's ABRN. Team Auburn is from Haven Academy and consists of Arslan Outland, Bolin Hori, Reese, Chloris, and Nadir Shiko. There was also another team that was hinted at during RTX, and that was Team Funky, FNKY. We know nothing about what the characters look like, what weapons they use, what their semblances are, just that they exist. Just to preface this section where I go over the members of Team Auburn, this is all speculation just based on what I saw. I'm not entirely positive if this is 100% accurate, but this is my best interpretation of what I saw. Arslan fights using melee as a main method of combat. She fights with aura, from what I could tell, similar to how Fox was able to kill the Ursa and then cause it to explode with the spikes. Similar to that, uses aura as a conduit for fighting. She's also very agile and seems to fight defensively, waiting for their opponent to leave an opening and striking as hard as she can. That's what I could tell from her fighting style. That's all we know. With Bolin, we don't know much about him. All that we know is that he uses the staff as a weapon, is very agile, and appears to use the staff as a form of movement. We don't really know much more about Bolin. Reese appears to fight with a hoverboard that she seems to be able to control from a distance. Her weapon appears to have the ability to be loaded with a dust cartridge to modify the propulsion at the bottom. This is shown when one of her teammates tosses her a dust cartridge, she throws it into her hoverboard, and then she's able to melt ice with it. She uses the hoverboard to launch at her opponents as a means to get them off balance to open them up for a strike. She's then able to recall the board and use it as a shield to block shots. The board splits into two parts through the center, widthwise, and is able to transform into two guns. That's all we know about Reese and her weapon so far. Really, I couldn't gather anything about Nadir. All that I could really gather was he got stuck in ice, and he's good at getting stuck in ice. That's all I could gather. Something mildly interesting is RWBY appeared to shoot Nadir with an ice bullet, and I didn't see Weiss nearby, so maybe Crescent Rose has dust cartridges now. That's the only thing that I could speculate, because Weiss didn't appear to use glyphs to propel the bullet, so I have no clue. Something that was also shown at RTX was with the Vital Festival, not only the stadium was shown, but also there are supposed to be stands outside of the stadium where people can sell food, can just socialize. They compared it to, like, if you go to football and there's tailgating parties, they compared it to that. It's just a place where the community can sort of all be together and be enjoying this great festival. We learned something interesting about the actual tournament. The stadium that the tournament fights on is going to be a hexagon or an octagon. We don't know. From the screenshots that you can see on screen now, one of them shows a hexagon, but the other shows this ring that has ice and fire with an octagon. The creators of the show stated that this isn't to show that the arena is going to be ice and fire, but that the arena can adapt to the combatants. Dust crystals can appear in the arena, which can be used to either aid the people, possibly set up traps. But the idea is that the entire stadium can terraform to make the combat more interesting. That's what we know about the stadium, about the fight. From the Vital Festival, we now know how the tournament is set up. The first wave of the tournament is team versus team, so an example would be RWBY versus Juniper. The winning team then selects 2 members from that team to fight in a doubles game, versus the other winners, who also select 2 other people. From that doubles game, the pair of doubles fight off, and then it's a singles game. The winning pair decides what single goes off. And then from the singles game, it's either going to be a battle royale, but I believe it's going to be one-on-one fights until there is just one person left, and that will be the winner of the Vital Festival, and they will represent their kingdom with that. That's all I could gather from that intro, and that's all that we know so far. Thank you for watching.